All right, Arsenal fans, I know you guys were checking. Tonight in the sub box. Okay, I know because you were about to say you better keep the same energy when we win. And I'm here. Look, we're going to be talking about the North London Derby today. Arsenal 2, Spurs 1. Unfortunately, you guys know I don't love Arsenal, but you know what? I am at least objective about football and reactionary. You guys keep saying I'm getting too reactionary, man. This is a reaction channel. I don't know what you want, okay? Anyways, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. The game was crazy. Arsenal scores off an own goal, and then Trossard's nice finish that the keeper almost had. Son got a pretty lucky rebound. I thought for Son standards he would hit it a little bit better, but a goal is a goal. Still went in. It's kind of as a deflection. Spurs not really creating much. Injuries are just killing this team. They're about to drop, I believe, lower in the table than United, which is saying a lot because United have had a disaster of a season. That's how bad Spurs this season have been. Spurs and United just completely mid-table teams this season. Pretty crazy to say that out loud, but it is what it is. And let's talk about Arsenal. Now, there's some things that I like and there's some things that I don't like based on today's game. Let's start with the positives. First of all, this was a massive 3 points. No matter how Spurs are doing on the season, this is always going to be a very, 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 very challenging match. We look at the head-to-head. Obviously, Arsenal have definitely fared better in the derbies recently. They've won the last few for sure. But overall, it's just never an easy matchup. It's a highly anticipated one. They've been doing better in the ones recently. Statistically, did better on the day. I put out a little bit of a rage bait tweet saying, can Arsenal break the corner record this season? Because I swear to God, this team takes more corners than anybody. The only team I can recently remember in recent history was, I think, the Newcastle team from 2 years ago. I swear, every time I watch them play, Kieran Trippier was just serving in 10 crosses a game. So, look, Arsenal, they did a job today. And with the win today, they put themselves in a position, I'm going to say this, in a position to be successful. Arsenal was a team that I predicted this season is going to finish second. That's where I had them in the preseason. Obviously, I got the Man City choice wrong. They're not winning the league. I had Liverpool in 3, okay? That's looking like Liverpool's going to get to 1. I don't even think City's going to get to 3, but that is definitely still on the cards. Look, they're only 6 points out of third place. So Arsenal now, if you look at the Prem table, this is a huge win for them. They've taken 4 wins out of the last 5 games, and they're doing this all without, in my opinion, their best player, Saka. Okay, Arsenal, I'm going to stick with my pick. I changed my pick when I think Liverpool were on like 21 points or something, and I said, look, Liverpool's winning the league. I've been sticking with that. It's getting a little closer than I would like. But look, Liverpool obviously still have that game in hand. They're going to play Brentford, who just gave City a tough time. But I think Liverpool will do enough to get it done. I think they want to rebound back for a win. They hit that slump recently with a little bit, with dropping points. And it's huge for Arsenal today, right? Liverpool drop points. Arsenal, what do? They take advantage of it. Don't let anybody tell you today this is not a massive game for Arsenal, okay? Them winning this game, let's say we got about 17 games left. Even if Liverpool win their next game, they've closed the gap to 7 points. Is that doable? Absolutely. Okay, Liverpool have dropped 6 games out of 20. It's doable. We're not looking at a team here that's 17 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss, okay? They're dropping some points here and then. Arsenal are dropping way too many points this season with the 7 draws, but their season is fully alive. I fully expect Arsenal to be getting Champions League football. And I think no matter what you guys want to say about Arsenal, whatever I want to say about Arsenal, which doesn't even matter, so don't take it too seriously, this team is really hard to beat. All right, this team is really hard to beat. They've got definitely a top 5 back line in Europe, whatever you want to say. At least for me, I always say this to everybody, okay? The goalkeeper and the dual center back pairing is so important. It's why we see the success Liverpool have. What they have is unreal, right? What they have between Gabriel, Saliba, and Raya is unreal. Very hard to break down. What I do not like about this team, I don't think this is a title-winning team, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. And you guys, as Arsenal fans, should not be getting that pressed by this, okay? Like, I just don't know. I think if there's any season for Arsenal, this, and if they go and sign a really good striker next season, are going to be their best chance. I'm still going to say this season because, look, we are going to be in a situation where they will, I don't expect Liverpool to lose to Brentford, but if Liverpool draw or if Liverpool win, they will be within 5 or 7 points of the first place team with 17 games remaining, okay? 17 matches. They can go get it done. It's kind of not saying the destiny is in their hands. The difference, though, for me, between watching Liverpool and Arsenal, Liverpool just play better football. I think Liverpool are way more complete in the attack. And I'm being objective here. I'm watching this game today. Between Odegaard literally having a non-existent right foot And multiple times I thought he could have taken a shot where he cuts it back, slows it down, Spurs get set up. I just don't think Havertz is in his natural position. I know you guys are tired of me hating on Havertz. I hated on him a ton with Germany because I thought that Füllkrug was more effective in the proper position of the 9 than Havertz is. Havertz, people seem to forget, was playing the best in another position before he came to Arsenal. So I just still feel like Havertz, for their team, what they're trying to accomplish, I don't love him in that spot. Martinelli had a one moment today. I'm like, holy shit, but then he takes the extra touch because Spurs make a good defensive play. All in all, I think, can they continue this without Saka? That's going to be for them, because attacking-wise, Saka, what he creates for them, how much longer is Saka going to be out? According to FootMob, they're saying late February. Look, it's going to be a tough stretch because we look at Arsenal's schedule. I'll tell you this, guys, if they can actually, go ahead, beat Villa on the weekend, right? Don't drop points in a game versus Wolves where you need to win, but it's away, and then beat City. That's the situation where this game ultimately is going to be the next massive game. This Villa game is huge. They need to treat it like it's a championship because Villa's a very good team. They need to be getting 3 points if they want to win the league. If you're an Arsenal fan, you want to win the league, you got to get 3 points against Villa. This is going to be a massive game because I feel like the City locker room is probably building a little bit of confidence, even though they dropped points yesterday. They've won now again 2 out of the last 3 in the league. And, City's going to be looking at this game saying, let's go prove ourselves. Let's go out there and let's say, hey, we're still Man City. So, this is going to be a game where both teams are going to go out there and really want to get 3 points. Is the way that I personally see this one. If we're looking at a situation where Arsenal go ahead and they get it done against Villa and they get it done against Wolves, they get it done against City, I think if they get 9 points from all those games, I'm going to be sitting here saying, you know what, maybe I got to take this team seriously. Especially if Liverpool drop another game and they start to close the gap a little bit, maybe. But look, I'm looking at this saying, I think the Saka injury is going to hurt them. I think they don't have enough attacking output to go through and week after week, inflict pain, do this damage on these other teams with created goals. Today was very simple. For me, this is such an injured Spurs team. It's huge for them to get the win, but for me, it just ultimately wasn't convincing in the attack. 3 points is 3 points. Nobody's crying about that. But I'm just saying, in terms of Arsenal winning the league, what they will have to do, it's a huge ask. It's a huge ask without their best player in their team. So let's see what they do. I mean, it's fully possible. I think it's going to be tough. We look ahead a little bit more into the schedule. After City, they're going to have Leicester. They're going to have West Ham, Forest. Then they're going to hit a stretch of Forest United, Chelsea, hopefully with Saka back as well by that point. And then, to close the season, they don't have it too bad. So look, I'm saying this next month or two is going to be huge for them. If they get wins in these large games, they actually might have a really solid chance I think they will finish. We look at the table. I think Arsenal are good for a second place finish, at least third place, at least. The one massive variable right now with this whole Premier League table for me is Newcastle. I know, and you guys are going to say that's reactionary. They're destroying everybody right now, and they're playing insane football. The amount of goals these guys are creating every game is a clean sheet in so many of these games. If I'm looking at this table, I'm actually a little scared about Newcastle going forward. I just think these guys are on fire right now. All right, they are on absolute fire, flames that cannot be put out. I'm telling you right now, this team is going crazy. So that's where I would worry a little bit in this table. But dude, I mean, I think Spurs also, just what a struggle of a season, man, for them. It's crazy to see them in 13th now. United with a game in hand. United have the chance tomorrow, playing Southampton to pull away and go ahead of Spurs, which is just, man, crazy to see a team with 43 goals scored in 13th place. That's just like really insane. And look, the table is showing us, man, yes, you got to score goals, but you got to be able to defend too. You look at the teams in the top 5, top 10, all these teams, a lot of them don't even have as many goals scored as Spurs, but a lot of teams holding way less goals against. So I think it's a fantastic win for Arsenal. I think the league is possible for them to win. In terms of a percentage, I can't give you that. I think it's going to be really tough. I've seen them, I feel like, drop points against teams that, look, overall, let's put it how it is. Arsenal are one of the toughest, the second toughest team for me to beat in the Premier League outside of Liverpool right now. I'm saying that over City. I'm saying that over any team in the league. The only team I'm saying that's harder to beat than Arsenal is Liverpool. And that's why I think Liverpool's going to finish first, and I think Arsenal's going to finish second. I just think that makes sense for me. Until I start to see something crazy different. We look at Arsenal going forward, for them and taking that next step, because last season, I got to tell you, I was so impressed with Arsenal, the way they closed the season under that type of pressure, going neck and neck with City and pretty much doing everything perfect that they could towards the end of the season. I thought it was super impressive. Their next question mark is going to be that striker position. What does Arteta want to do? I see the fans want Arteta out. I don't even know what they're talking about, man, with where Arsenal was a couple years ago. That's going to be the question mark. Who is that striker going to be? I don't know. I don't know. Is there a situation where, like, is Isak going to want to leave Newcastle if Newcastle just go on fire this season? That's an option. We've heard Gyökeres. We've heard a lot of things about who they're going to get next, but I do still think they just need a killer 9 up top, man. They don't have that. Havertz is not that guy. We've heard in like podcast clips and stuff, we've heard players talk about how Gabriel Jesus, even on all of the greatest Manchester City teams, was the best player on the team in training. We've heard that. But again, as good as he is, I still think for Arsenal's key, they need to have the guy in the middle, man, is just going to get you goals. Tons of goals. Tons of goals. To the point where you're laughing. You're laughing that you have Saka. You're laughing that you have Martinelli. And then you're laughing that you have one of the greatest defenses in Europe, because everything gets so easy. It's not coming as easy as it should to Arsenal right now for me. With the way they defend, with how many corners they create, with how many chances they create, there's a lot, and you ask all the Arsenal fans, there's a lot missing in terms of the finishing department. Just for me. You still look at Arsenal, 41 goals, 21 games, but I just look at it thinking, man, they're missing 5 to 10 goals this season just from missing out on having just that killer 9. So who's that guy going to be? Let me know in the comments who you guys want to see go to Arsenal, play that position. I don't know who he's going to be, but I would be shocked if Arsenal don't next season really go crazy with the spending for a 9. So let's see. Anyways, guys, that's a video today. I wanted to give you guys a little reaction to the game because I watched the whole game. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. See you later.